Look at the printed header in this image. This single name, Jonah, anchors our oldest cultural myth. For millennia, humans have harbored a collective primal terror of the deep ocean, and specifically the fear of being swallowed whole by a leviathan. That fear was given a modern face by Valerie Taylor, seen here in her wetsuit. Along with her husband Ron, she pioneered the field of underwater cinematography. They spent their lives capturing the immense scale of marine predators. By filming live animals for Hollywood blockbusters like Jaws, the Taylors actively shaped how modern society visualizes the dangers of the ocean. But this Swedish magazine spread documents an encounter that leaves Hollywood horror behind. The text details a real, documented moment between an 18-meter whale shark and Valerie's nephew snorkeling at the surface. The danger here is immediate. The massive mouth is wide open, failing to divert, leaving the nephew floating directly in the drop zone. Is the snorkeler about to be completely swallowed alive by this beast? Or does this enormous animal possess a biological failsafe? In a fraction of a second, the boundary between our cinematic nightmares and biological reality is put to the ultimate test. Let's freeze the frame right here. Before the water settles and we see the outcome, we need to shift from subjective terror to objective biology. The cavernous volume of a whale shark's mouth seems perfectly designed to consume large mammals, but that capacity serves a completely different evolutionary purpose. These gentle giants are filter feeders. They navigate thousands of miles of tropical ocean to sift out the sea's tiniest organisms. This cross-section diagram shows exactly how the feeding mechanism works. Large volumes of water pass through a biological mesh of fine filter pads, which catch microscopic prey while allowing the water to safely exit through the gills. A massive mouth simply maximizes the volume of water the shark can process. It is a specialized engineering solution for microscopic filtering, not a trap for giant prey. To really bust this myth, we have to look past the massive capacity of the mouth and examine the actual gateway to the digestive tract, the esophagus. Look at this size comparison graphic. The throat of a standard filter-feeding whale measures less than 10 centimeters, about 4 inches, in diameter. Even in the absolute largest species of baleen whales, a fully distended throat reaches a maximum of only 25 centimeters, or 10 inches. Based on these hard anatomical limits, passing an adult human body through that bottleneck and into the stomach of these giants is physically impossible. There is exactly one rare biological exception to this rule, shown in this side profile: the toothed whales, such as the sperm whale. Because sperm whales actively hunt giant squid, their internal anatomy is wide enough that they could, theoretically, swallow a human whole. So our universal cultural fear relies entirely on a single deep-sea exception. We project that fear onto the gentle giants we actually encounter at the surface, ignoring the strict anatomical rules that govern them. Let's return to the surface, unfreeze the timeline, and finally see what actually happened to Valerie Taylor's nephew. As we see in this full side view, the animal glides peacefully. Because the nephew was floating perfectly flat at the surface of the water, the massive shark simply passed harmlessly underneath his body. The terrifying visual of a cavernous open mouth suggests an imminent attack, but the reality is just a large animal continuing its benign feeding routine. Early ocean cinematography accidentally programmed us to equate immense visual size with mortal danger. But nature's largest filter-feeding plumbing is structurally incompatible with human dimensions. The terror we feel at the scale of these ocean giants is largely a cinematic illusion. The camera frame makes them monsters, but their biology makes them harmless to us.